What's up, Flomies? Everybody asks us 9,000 times a day on all of our social media how we all met, who is who. A lot of people like Jesse and Cody kind of stayed out of the limelight of social media. I drug Stormy through it. So these are my OG Flomies. Like, these are the people that started with me from the very beginning. And so everybody wants to know how we met. And at a later date, we'll do how we met our spouses, etc. But right now, we'll just kind of go around and let you guys see how we met. I wanted help building my brand, making my dreams come true, and I needed people that understood my values. And over the years, these are the people that have stayed true to what I believe in my brand and what I believe in my character, and the people that are my rock. These are not people that I pay to hang around me. These are my friends first, and when we're crying about issues, we're going to each other. When we're having a rough day about life, we're going to each other. It's not a 9-to-5 type of situation. It's just been a really cool thing that the brand that was helped being built by such cool people that I was able to trust, now get to reap some benefits of that. And so that's the most eloquent way that I could put that. It's not like a tie a stake around your neck to get the dog to play with you type situation. At whatever stage you're at in your life, you're going to hang around the people that you're either inspired by or connected to, however, and you should always stay close to the people that inspire and drive you and make you better. And once you weed out those toxic parts, it makes it so much more rich for your life. Step one. So Jesse's been here the longest. So tell
I'm
him.
going on, this is my 6th year with the old FT. Yeah.
I need help with my brand. I'm a sad person that's spray painting jeans in the wash rack of my barn. Cue the tie-dye fairy.
So I found Fallon, and she was doing training. So she was training different horses, and I was like, okay, this horse that I have is kind of green. I'm gonna send it off to somebody who obviously knows a whole lot more than I do. She's been to the NFR. Now she's not really on the scene, but she's a hand. So I was like, okay, I sent her that horse. That horse was not the horse for me, and she knew that. So she immediately was like, we gotta get you a different one. Like, this is just not gonna work. And she was honest enough not to just take my money for the next 90 days. She was like, no, we're gonna take the money that you paid for training, and we're gonna throw it towards another one. I'll just hold this credit, basically, is how it was, until we find you a new one, because I'm also in the business of selling horses. I don't have that many in the barn right now, but I'm gonna get a few, and maybe you'll find one that you really like. So I ended up finding one that I really, really connected with, and I trusted her enough to match me with one, essentially, and his name was Dash. He came in from a previous owner that purchased him from Fallon, so she knew the history of this horse. The horse that came back from that owner was in horrible shape. So she trusted me enough to not tarnish her name if I took this horse and rehabbed it. Like, I wasn't gonna go on social media, which wasn't that big at the time. Like, we didn't have Instagram really or anything like that.
I think it just started the following year or something.
I got my Instagram that year that I got that horse. She trusted me enough to not be like, Fallon Taylor sold me this half-dead horse.
Yeah.
Because he was not doing
He was dying,
good.
Yeah.
But she knew that he was safe. He had potential to get me in the D that I was going to be comfortable enough riding in. And I thought that was the coolest part. Now, I got him in, let's see, that was April. And then December, she qualifies for the NFR. And she needs help running her social media, because that's when it started to get up and popping, up and popping. So I was like, okay, I can add value here. We were doing that since the 80s.
Yeah.
I was like, I can help you. I'm not the best, but you can trust me enough. I mean, obviously, I've had this horse for 6 months now and haven't said a bad word. I can help you. Well, I ran her social media accounts during the 2013 NFR. So that was really, really cool.
I'll never forget being in the kitchen of my little trailer house and telling her, like, I would love to see everybody wearing tie-dye, or I would love one day to do all these different things. And then her and her sister somewhere along the way created a hat company, and then I was able to like help them build a brand and wear that, and it just like it's really, really cool.
So we saw the potential of her being really kind for the long haul, and we loved all of her morals. So we invested our time and energy into that friendship and work relationship, not only with our brand, but with her brands as well. And it just worked out really well.
And I have a cool story about that. So social media is just a big part of our lives now. And it's a beautiful thing because I'm able to connect with so many people. So there's a lot of negatives, but the positives outweigh it 1,000,000 to 1. And I have a really cool story now that I look back. It wasn't so cool that time, but
no, it wasn't cool then.
I had so they sent me my very first Glam and Grit hat, and I was really excited to wear it. And I was in a borrowed truck with a borrowed trailer with my skinny red horse. And I went to Canada, and I had no Canadian money. I didn't know to cash in Canadian money, and none of my credit cards would work. So, and I already didn't have a lot of money anyway. And I was blocked in at a rodeo, and I was starving to death, and I could not eat. And I'm gonna cry again. It's so sad though, it's so real.
Pizza emoji.
Anyway, I had to go, I'm gonna cry, there's no way to not cry. Anyway, I had this fabulous hat on, and everybody was just talking to everybody about how like, I got all this free stuff and how I was just loaded and whatever else. And I literally had to dig money out of my like cup holder and truck seat to go get a hot dog, like, because I didn't have the money to do anything, but I looked fabulous because my friends knew that they could invest in me, and I would carry my head high even though I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And that was really cool, and they've stuck with me this long. And now obviously, of course, I'm gonna pay my friends that stuck through me when I was digging out quarters for a hot dog. Of course I'm gonna pay them and get bonuses and tons of perks.
The craziest part is we knew that she didn't have all that money, right? Like it wasn't, we were there every day at the ranch, and we knew that it was a borrowed truck and trailer, but nobody else knows that. So when people are sitting here saying, oh, she's given all this stuff, and I'm like, why wouldn't you invest your time into somebody that's kind and is going to hold their head up high when they have nothing? So
it's a complete waterworks crybaby.
And the next time, sorry, go.
It's obvious, like, if you have nothing, you're like, keep going, that you want something really, really bad, and you're going to do whatever, if you have to dig in your cup holder for a hot dog, you're going to like do whatever it takes to get to that point. So those really want to invest in that kind of people too.
Yeah, and a lesson that we learned really early, all three of us, was if you don't have anything but you want everything, you might need to start giving everything that you have.
Yeah.
So what we had and what I had personally was time. I had time to give her, and that's the most valuable thing ever. And she knew that, so I invested so much time because I saw the potential in not only her, but I just knew that she was going to do something epic, and it turned out that she was going to put a helmet on during round 3 of being the FAR. Like, that's just one of the only epic things that she's done. But looking back, everyone's like, well, why'd you stay? Because, I mean, y'all, we were working late.
Long hours. Long hours. She was dyeing jeans. She was dyeing jeans. We were
My
pressing
hands
shirts.
were turquoise.
She would wear headphones and wouldn't let us interrupt her when we were pressing these shirts. But now we don't have to do that anymore.
No,
but
and
all
I'm
the
like,
stuff that I would press wrong, I would save that for us.
we would keep
wear
it so we could afford to actually wear our own product.
stuff.
And it was all upside down.
It was upside down and crooked, and I'd be like, damn it, Stormy.
Yeah.
So,
and I'd show up to a barrel race like this.
yeah, and I'd be like, don't wear it. Like, we gotta look cool. People
Y'all,
think we're
only
bougie.
like a year and a half ago, we got in trouble for wearing that stuff.
Yeah, I know. Like, now we get that new.
Yeah.
And we can
Because
spoil our
we
friends
have,
with
because
it.
we have to.
Because
Like,
now we can. It's exciting.
Yeah.
But before it was like, dude, you can't take that out of the count. I gotta eat this
Yeah,
week.
Like a
can't do
large.
it.
Yeah, I'd be like that. So then,
Okay, so the craziest part is Stormy lived with Cody and I. We ran a boarding facility, and Stormy lived with us for like almost 8 months before Fallon even met Stormy. So
they kept her in the basement and
Yeah,
fed
we
her
kept
through
her
a
And
slot.
also, how we met Stormy, we're like one night at a restaurant, and then we were like, "Hey, you want to move in?" That's it.
okay, so
Then
you
we met,
guys,
eye
it
contact.
was like 3 days. It was the span of 3 days. We went to a roping together. Okay, and she had a Louis Vuitton and a good-looking horse, and I was like, "That's
Yeah,
that's
and
my
we
new
all
best
had Louis
friend."
Vuittons.
Yeah, we were like,
My girl.
Hey, did we just become best friends? Like,
I said,
that's how it was.
Hey girls, I don't got no place to live.
Yeah, so she was like, she was in a crappy relationship with some foreign dude.
Really?
Artem, the Russian guy.
So she was in a crappy relationship.
The one that like you could maybe beep his name out or don't.
Tag him.
Yeah. So she was in a crappy relationship and she already moved out of her house. Like she didn't live with mom and dad, she lived with this boyfriend. And she was like, I don't want to move back home. I was like, girl, we got a third bedroom and you got a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Let's go. So she moved in 2 days later.
And she had 2 cell phones and a
Yeah,
BMW.
2 cell phones and a BMW.
That was his BMW. I stole it.
Yeah, so if y'all want a little throwback to all Stormy back in
so
the day.
And then I wrecked it and gave it back.
Stormy, when we met her, just turned 18. Like she just turned
was fresh.
18 4 days before that.
Got me a tenderoni.
Yeah, so she was little itty bitty. So we were like, hey, we got a third bedroom and we need extra help.
P.S. She had like a mouth of a sailor, which she still does. I'm still definitely the worst.
So
I didn't ask her age. I just went off the recommendation for a loper from these guys. And she came in and she dropped the F-bomb and I was like, how old are you? And she was like, I'm 18, man.
Yeah, so Fallon one day comes in the office and she's like, I need help. So Fallon didn't have anybody to clean stalls, didn't have anybody to help her ride. She was riding everything by herself and I'm in the office, like I'm trying to do
18 stalls, buddy.
I'm trying to do everything else. Like I can't help you, nor was I feeling qualified at the time. So I was like, got you. I got this ranchy chick that lives with me that just quit her job at Rudy's Barbecue Pit. All right, so I was like, I got one. You can teach her anything. Like she is so willing to learn and so nice. She's a little rough around the edges, but she's coachable. Like she's ranchy. All right, bring her on. I need somebody that I can teach.
And like Stormy's piece of the puzzle is like, she has such a kind heart. Like she is the person that remembers your birthday, the day your dog died, checking on you to see if you're okay because your social media didn't look as perky that day.
Stolen if you don't show up.
If you don't show up, like she's that person that's like, she doesn't have to set alarms on her phone. She's gonna send you flowers. Like she got surgery the other day and sent me flowers. I'm like, what?
The meds really got to me that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us your version.
I remember the first day I came and rode with you.
I don't.
Well, actually,
I do.
Actually, we all did we did a photo shoot. Me, you, and someone else. We did like the very first Retro Sim photo shoot. I think afterwards
100%.
I rode with you, and you put me on the big gray horse.
Boyfriend?
Yep. That like just got off the track.
Yeah.
And you said, look, circles. And I was like, okay, done this.
Yeah.
And like, I was just loping in the wrong lead, crossfiring,
He's
just like
bad,
making sure. I was killing it. I was killing it. I was making sure you're watching me and all of this stuff. And then you gave me.
Started from the bottom.
So I remember. Obviously you didn't like my writing, so I'm not really sure what it was about me that you did like. But I do remember. I don't know how long I worked for you for, and I didn't get a paycheck because I said I'll ride your horses for free if you let me haul one to a jackpot.
Yeah.
And you paid my entry fees to the jackpot. That wasn't very long, maybe a month.
I couldn't afford to buy a second rig. I couldn't afford to buy myself a rig.
Yeah, she didn't even have it. Wasn't hers. She borrowed it.
So Stormy had a Nissan
Frontier 2001.
Put a Nissan Frontier in here. You gotta see this thing.
White.
It was white with my 2-horse bumper pull that I took down the road because I didn't have anything else. And she would load this horse, and we love this horse. And the people that have this horse love him too. His name's Quattro, and Quattro was about 16 2 hands tall. So Quattro
I had pictures of him and me.
Yeah, he didn't fit in the trailer, so she would have to bungee the window open to let him stick his head out so that we could properly fit him. Now the Nissan would ride up a little bit because it was too heavy of a horse for the Nissan truck.
And then I would go and load another one in too.
Now before I met the squad, I had a truck that I called the Pink Panther. This was a 1993 Ford Ranger. It was black with a hot pink stripe, so I didn't feel sorry for Stormy at all. I bought a bumper pull on the side of the road for $1,500, and that's what I trained all my horses in. And then I sold one horse for a whole lot of money. I spent the entire year hauling around in this Pink Panther truck. sold the horse for a whole lot of money and was able to pay my way to go to New York and start modeling, go to LA, and I used that to fuel my career, but I didn't buy a nicer rig, so she had to go with just how I learned.
We loaded up to go to Fort Worth, and if you've never been here and then go to Fort Worth, it's a haul. It's like
yeah,
an
bumper
hour.
to bumper traffic.
There's always traffic, and it was in the middle of summer, so our truck was like this.
The truck was overheating.
It was overheating, so we had to roll down the windows, turn the heat all the way on, and just blast it on us as we were sweating
Yes,
in the middle of summer.
The truck, we were like, oh girl, it might not
And if you
make
stopped
it.
for too long at a red light, it would go up even higher.
Yeah.
So like you had to
keep
floor it a little bit.
To get it back down.
And then hopefully,
That's how you know.
when you were ready after the rodeo, it would start.
So let's go to C Money, who was, by my terms, and I'm not trying to call you out, kind of a hermit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I only got to see glimpses of C Money, even though, and I remember telling Stormy 1,000 times, like, I want to get to know Cody more. I want to get to know Cody more all the time, because Cody would create these things for me to wear.
Where did I come in? Like, yeah.
And then there was Cody.
And then there was
There's
Cody.
Cody.
So we let Cody out of the basement where she was shackled and tied for
Yeah.
6 years.
I feel like it was yesterday, but maybe it was like 6 months ago.
It was
it?
more like a year.
Been a
Yeah.
year?
It's almost November. I started my fitness journey in November. You started coming out of the woodworks like September, October-ish.
Yeah.
Started showing up to barrel races, not to barrel race, but to support my friends.
Why were you secluded?
This was pre-Look What Daniel Did, so if you saw my before pictures, that's why I was secluded. And I mean, I didn't really like know that's what it was, but once it was pinpointed, I was like, well, that's what it was, and now I'm out of the house.
And the other thing was the long hours that our business took was mainly Cody with her two little hands and how creative and artistic she is, working until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
So it's
for
like,
many years.
Cody is obviously the videographer and a creator of a lot of content and a lot of the beautiful things that you see, besides what Jesse does. So they're like,
And you were doing online classes too.
Yeah, she was
Yeah, I
in
was
school
in
for a
school
little
for a
while.
while.
Yeah.
so like Cody is great behind the camera because she just observes and creates, and obviously is not a huge talker. She's just, yeah, vibes. Vibes. Hit Stormy.
Sorry, Johnny.
So, Cody?
Yeah, but for a while, Glam and Grit was literally just me. Paintbrush, individual hats, one at a time, and I would just sit there, and it was just one after the other, and I just...
So it's like kind of a double-edged sword of
Yeah.
like, I got really popular, so the hats got really popular, and the jeans got really popular, so she's dyeing jeans, she's
Literally.
helping me clean stalls while we're trying to remain looking fabulous online and kind of hide the fact that we're struggling so bad, and that she's selling these hats. So it was like, it was good and bad. Like it was a blessing and a curse at
Looking
the same
back, I
time.
wouldn't change it.
Nope.
I wouldn't change a thing.
I've had a lot of friends come and go. These guys have had a lot of friends come and go.
Yeah.
We've been in and out of different relationships. And I think for me, what we've learned the most is that if you are not around somebody that's on your level, if you're not around people that are as progressive as you, it will appear as if you reached your capacity, you've reached that ceiling with that friend, and then they can't go with you any further because they don't have that big giant vision. Like, a lot of people just want to be comfortable where they're at. A lot of people like good enough is good enough, and it's not the people that you think it will be. Like, it's not necessarily that I thought Stormy would be 23 and riding BABYFLO's babies when she was the girl that got bucked off every single day that couldn't lope a circle. It's not the girl that I had pegged for, this is the one, but she was the one that was willing to get better 1% every day consistently. And then, like, our friendship just continually kept progressing, and we continue to want to and seek to add value to each other's lives instead of take. And I feel like nobody feels like they're in a different position than anybody else.
Right.
So, and that's, I think, why I was pretty self-conscious for a while. People kind of coming in and coming out, and me feeling like, man, am I making the wrong decision and choosing different people that I'm bringing in, or like all of those things. And I think what I figured out is just the progression rate. Like, if you're not ready to like really progress quickly and like have a lot of knowledge and be big enough to just get over the small things and keep progressing and changing your way of thinking all the time. I don't have time for people that are racist, sexist, homophobic, all these different things. I don't have time for those kind of things. We have bigger issues, and we want to show kindness to such a huge demographic of people and add value to so many thousands, millions of people, that if people can't kind of get in on that path, I feel like they are on a beautiful journey of their own, and they're progressing just at a different rate. Unfortunately, what I feel like too, though, is like I wish that we just kind of had a deeper feeling of that, like people had a deeper understanding of that, so that people wouldn't have to part ways in a way that was nasty, that you could just recognize that, because
Like
we're
breakups.
human, like we're just like,
Yeah.
it's just how it goes. You just kind of go, it's not really a fit, you
One
know?
other quality that I think that we all have, and I think that we really cherish between each other, that I don't think people touch on enough, is we all have very giving personalities, and we don't take anything. Fallon touched upon that, but it's just like we just want to just give everything we have to each other. So that's why it works so well, and we don't have one person going, well, where's my da-da-da-da-da, or where's my piece of that? So I
Yeah,
think
it's pretty
that's
cool,
why
like,
it works
we-
so well.
Cheer for each other's things, and there's no like
Right.
envious moments.
No, we're very four different people.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot too.
Like, we were friends. Y'all were friends before like anyone
Yeah.
ever made money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I lived
That's
with
a
them.
very, yeah.
Stormy's way of telling stuff is so cute.
It's right, isn't it?
No, it's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah,
We
and-
didn't get paychecks, y'all,
Yeah,
for a
Cody
long
definitely
time.
didn't.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I only recently actually got a position.
It was the running joke. She
Yeah.
was like, I do it for free.
Yeah, and I literally like I was in that little vinyl
But that
room
was
reading
the
vinyl
adding,
for
but
the,
that was the added
Yeah.
the
value.
t-shirts, and I was just doing it.
High five.
Oh.
Thank you for that.
That was-
It paid off, dude.
Yeah.
I guess what we're trying to do here is, this is the squad. Everybody asks, how can we be a part of the squad? If your values line up with the people that you're around, and you're most like the 5 people you hang around the
Yeah.
most, and consider us one of the people that you hang around as a group, because you're here, you're hopefully subscribed, you watch the videos, so we can influence part of your day, and that's why we want to make quality stuff that goes online and not garbage that just fills up
No
your
garbage.
time. But you want to be most like the 5 people you're around. So evaluate the people that you have around you. Are they doing the things that you want to do? Are they driving the cars you want to drive? Do they have the careers, the relationships, the goals that you want to have? If they don't, you might need somebody to pick you up. So when I go down, I've got a team of people that can pick me up, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So when Cody's in, you know, a dark place and she's overweight and whatever else, and I go on a fitness journey, now I can pick her up and come out. When I'm not bold about certain things I do, Cody can lift me up, and vice versa, all the way around. So it's not about being a part of this squad, it's about creating a squad for yourself so that you can feel bold and online, because it's a tough world. Get a helmet.
Wear a helmet, drink your protein, say thank you to Jesus.
Bye, Flomies.
Hello?
I'm calling you actually.
hello?
Oh hey.
Hey,
Fallon.
yeah. No, yeah, the link's in the description for the merch.
Hey, Cody.
Oh.
Where's the link?
Oh, it's in the description.
Hey, Stormy, where'd you get that hat?
Cool. Oh, it's right here in the description.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
All right.
No,
Hey, use code Fallon.
Or use code Stormy, S-C-O-R-M-E-Y.
Use code 2 L's.
Use code Jesse,
EY.
Jessie.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I
All
gotta
right,
go.
make sure to like and
Bye.
subscribe. Bye.
Congratulations.